March is Endometriosis Awareness Month, and I know that endometriosis has a way of making you feel like you're constantly reacting to things, reacting to pain, reacting to flare ups, reacting to appointments, reacting to your hormones. But I'm going to ask you to reframe that just a little bit. What if living with endometriosis actually meant that you were the owner of a sports team? And as the owner, you'll have different roles. You need to build your roster, you need to negotiate trades when needed, and you need to recognize that there are different seasons. As a pelvic floor physical therapist and somebody who also has been diagnosed with endometriosis, I see this scenario play out a lot. And when you start to look at things from the lens of an owner and not just as a patient, the way you can manage this disease changes in a good way. Let's start with the roster. Every team needs the right players, and with endometriosis, it's best to have a team of multidisciplinary providers, but you are the owner, so you are not hiring randomly. You are building your team strategically. So your team could look like an OBGYN that gets it, maybe an excision specialist, GI support, nutritional support, pelvic floor physical therapy, maybe mental health support. There really are a lot of different players that could be beneficial on your team. But here's the key: you don't necessarily need every player for every season. You want to do your best not to understaff if you're facing your rival in the playoffs, but you also don't need to overstaff if you are in more of a building phase. So again, thinking as the owner, you have to ask yourself, what do I need right now for my team in this season? Not who did I have on my roster a year ago, not who does that other person that got better, what did she do, and let me replicate what she had. You have to look in and see, what do you need right now in your season? And that could mean building your roster from the bottom up. It also could mean making some strategic trades. Let's talk about trades. So part of ownership is making trades, and trades can sometimes be uncomfortable. But remember, you are the owner, so you are looking at performance. Now, if your provider is minimizing your symptoms, if you love them but your treatment plan hasn't evolved in years, if you feel like you're not getting clear explanations, then it may be time to reassess your roster. And that doesn't necessarily mean that someone's a bad provider. It just means that they're not who you need on your team for your season right now. A lot of women, when we come to changing providers, it can bring up some feelings of fear or even guilt. A lot of times we've been to see a whole bunch of people, and even though this one person may not be the best fit for us, they were a lot better than the 5 people we had to see and tell our story to before. Just remember that advocating for yourself isn't about loyalty, it's about leadership. And that is the role that you take on as your team owner. Now, as a provider who has been traded before, I have 2 roles that I still need to play in your care. Number one, once I've been traded, I need to help you, if I can, find the provider or the person that has the skill set that you are looking for. And number two, I need to let you know that, hey, I'm always open and available to come back to your team and be on your roster. I am in your bullpen. My ego should not play any role whatsoever in your care, and neither should any other providers. And that's my little soapbox. So trades can look like a few different things. It can look like getting a second surgical opinion. It can look at getting a nutritionist to come weigh in on things if you have GI symptoms, but the gastros run out of answers for you. It can be like pausing treatment if that's not working anymore. Remember that high performance teams, they don't stay stagnant, they adjust. And that can mean trading some people out to maximize your team. And that brings us to seasons. No professional sports team plays at peak physical performance for the entire year, and endometriosis can act in a very similar way. For example, if you're in an acute pain season. Your priorities may be nervous system regulation, calming systemic inflammation, and symptom reduction. If you're in more of a rebuilding phase, you may be able to test strength, build some more resilience within the body, find the little gaps in where your weaknesses are, and target them so that you're ready to build differently and train differently in the future. Your strategy has to change because your season changes. And that's okay, because our goal is not peak physical performance all the time without any breaks, right? Our goal is sustainable resilience over time. So if you're navigating endometriosis, try to switch a role from patient to team owner. You will find your roster, you will make your trades, you will try to train and be ready for the season that you are in, and then you'll evaluate again. My name is Jessica Lockett. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist and the owner of Pathway Physical Therapy and Wellness in Boca Raton, Florida, where we are here to help you find your way forward.